Hey everybody, welcome to r/Tales from Tech Support, where we get to have a little chuckle at the technologically disadvantaged. Like me. I'm Uncle Reddit, and have I got a story for you. Big bang at the bank. So I was working at the help desk at a bank in the city when the fateful call came in. It was yet another printer problem. "Hi, help desk, my printer isn't working. It won't power on," said the user. "I'll come and have a look. I'll be there in a couple of minutes," I replied. The printer appears to be dead, so I swapped the lead over with another device and still no joy to be found. I phoned hardware support at base and they said it's a power supply problem and one will be shipped over within the hour. I explained this to the user and went to lunch. When I got back, the part had arrived, so I fitted it and turned it on. After being on for only a few seconds, it went bang! My heart was racing as I got the shock of my life. Smoke rising, so I started waving my hands to dispel it. Open plan office, and everyone jumped up to see what on earth was going on. "I'm okay, nothing to see here, carry on as usual," I said to no one in particular. Next, I unscrewed the printer and took out what's left of the power supply and see that it's 110 volt instead of 240 volt. Back on the phone to hardware support and the new parts ordered and fitted. All in a day's work. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have had to go home after that and change my drawers. I don't deal well with loud noises like that anymore. Not a conversation, but a PC I worked on. I'm sure we all have our stories, but this one I had to tell someone. I remoted into the computer to install our software. The first thing I'm greeted with is a very wide monitor with 43 tabs. I counted. Minimizing this, I get to work. Getting to the very last device driver, I see disk full, and it occurs to me that I never checked their space. Our program is very light, so I rarely do, but probably should more often. As I explain, the client will need to clear more space. I'm told to hold on, this will just take a minute, as the client moves videos, one at a time, into an external hard drive, insisting he can handle it, and not wanting my help. And on the external hard drive there are thousands of folders, specifically one folder for each day of each month of each year, since 2007. And that's all, folks. Holy crap! And moving one file at a time. That's incredible. Well, I hope you got some OT or something out of the deal. Must be the AV at fault. I worked in AV, but was IT support for about 10 years, so don't hate me. And so there's a fair amount of overlap between the two in meeting rooms and video conferencing. A few hours ago, me and the boss was on a customer's site installing a fancy microphone system when one of their IT guys calls in to take a look at a room we installed a few months back. We knew this room was working fine quite recently. "Teams won't log in," said the IT guy. This sounds very much like an IT issue, but we installed the Teams unit, a Poly G10 if that helps, so we had a look. The unit is a mini PC running Windows 10 with some specialized software that does a complete overlay to make it look slick and be simple to use. It was set with the room account details, so shouldn't have any problems. But log in it wouldn't. My boss was in the room first, checked the IP address and general connectivity. All good. "Yeah, it's not been working for about a week," continues the IT guy. "OP, can you take a look? Appears to be on the internet, okay?" said my boss, knowing my background in IT support. I broke out of the overlay back to the Windows 10 desktop and tried accessing the Teams account through the web browser. Login prompt page came up okay. Typed in the account details. Redirecting to secondary authentication, or similar. The browser right before it went to a completely different looking login prompt. What's this?" I asked their IT guy. "Oh, that's our new authentication system," he replied. "New as in about a week ago?" I continued. Oh, yes. "I think I found your problem. Good news is the AV works fine." Yeah, I did some AV stuff for a little while, and it does seem like everybody blames the AV guy for anything that goes wrong. Oh well, at least you were willing to play along and take a look first. And on that note, it seems like there's an awful lot of people that like to install software and not test things to make sure that they're actually functioning the way they should. They just kind of set their software off in the wild and expect things to just flow. Gotta test these things, guys. when IT is expected to fix all problems. So I'm new at this, but I've been thinking about sharing this experience for quite a while, so here goes. All of this takes place somewhere around 2010, 2011, and thus the conversations are as I recall them, and even more friendly than they really were at the time. I was a systems administrator at a company with 350 to 400 employees. We were 4 admins handling everything, including servers, applications, clients, and network maintenance. Now, since we were 4 and didn't have a dedicated supporter, we took turns on checking the help desk and answering the support phone. Part of the support duties were to deliver and help new employees with their computers when they started. Now, this will be important later. We were located in a new building at the time. The building was built with 2 floors and 4 big open floor offices. The offices had flexible floors where we could move power outlets and network ports around when needed. This also meant that all cables from workstations went into the floor, including power outlets. In this story, the main characters are as follows. Me equals, well, me. Tech equals outbuilding maintenance guy. Karen equals, well, does she need any further introduction? Oh boy, do I have many stories about her, doing all sorts of weird stuff. FM equals friendly manager. So this is in the beginning of the month, and we'd hired a new employee. This employee was located in the open floor office just opposite Karen's office, only separated by a hallway and a glass door, which I suspect is how Karen spotted me. I'm helping the new employee getting set up with all the different applications when I hear the classic As I turn around, Karen is standing behind me. Me. Oh, hi Karen. Something wrong? Karen. My computer isn't working and I have some really important work to do. Can you please come fix it? Me to the new employee. You should be set up now. I'll come by later to verify everything runs. So I get up and move to the office where Karen is located, and first thing I notice is that all monitors are dark, so fairly easy troubleshooting since the power is clearly gone. Me. Karen, the power is gone in this section of the building. This is not an error on your computer and not anything that I can fix, but I can help you call tech and ask them to look at the circuit breakers. Karen. No, you guys are responsible for the computers, and my computer isn't working. I need this fixed. We're losing money for every minute where I can't work. Now at this time, I had been in the company for 2 to 3 years, so I knew Karen and how easy she could panic. I still didn't expect her brain to fail this much. Anyway, back to the story. Me, calling tech. Hi tech, we lost power in the office where Karen's located. Can you help out? 5 minutes later, tech arrives and we both start to look through this huge wall with circuit breakers to find the one that's blown. I'm helping for a few minutes before I decide to go back to the office and let others know what's happening, and ask that they should cover the phone for me. Then heading back to tech, who had now found the fuse. However, when turning it on, it blows immediately again, so now tech starts his magic troubleshooting, while I head back to my office. Almost at the second I get back, the doors are opened, and inside the room enters Friendly Manager. Friendly Manager to me. Hi me, what's wrong with Karen's PC? She's running all through the manager's offices and telling them that her PC isn't working, and that you're refusing to fix it, and that she can't do her job. I tell Friendly Manager what's going on, and since he knows Karen, he simply shakes his head and goes back to work. Now the next 10 minutes are spent on all different department managers heading down to me, all wondering about why I'm refusing to help Karen. I know all of them, and they know Karen, so the explanation part is pretty simple. Meanwhile, I'm going up to check on Tech, planning to warn him on what Karen is doing. So I move up to Karen's office, and as I enter, I can hear Tech laughing. When he notices I'm there, he points underneath Karen's table, so I go over to check, and guess what? Turns out the outlets, in the floor remember, were soaking wet. Karen herself had managed to empty the entire water carafe out on the table, I guess by accident. The water then went from the table and right down to the outlets, killing the power in the office where she was located. So, as the petty person I am, I let Tech deal with that part and went around to all the managers who went to me earlier, offering them the missing insight of the story that Karen had forgotten to tell them about. To this day, I still haven't found out why she reacted like she did. She wasn't stupid, and should have connected the dots when she spilled her water at the same time as the power went off. So to run around advertising for her mistake to all the managers just seems like a really bad plan to me. Yeah, I agree, OP. I mean, I know some people are just naturally panicky and deal with anxiety issues, but I mean, common sense. I spill water and bzz, the power goes up. Okay. It should be a fairly simple explanation. Either that or she just really likes getting other people in trouble when things go wrong. Please encrypt before opening. We have a customer who receives reservation information from a variety of sources, including airlines, cruises, trains, and several online booking engines. Some of these sources provide unencrypted data in the form of plain text files, which violates their policy for storing personally identifiable information. One of these sources provides a report via email attachment, which they then download and copy to a server hosting our software. Once a day, a user initiates a script that checks for the existence of these files and imports the data. These files have usually been sitting there for at least 12 hours because the data is produced the day before. It has to be a script initiated by the user because a variety of things must be done before and after to ensure all data sources import in the correct order, so that duplicates are handled in the correct order. It's a mess and takes an employee hours to sort out, but in 20 years we've never been able to get all of these companies together to come up with an automated solution. Anyway, this customer is unable to encrypt the data, mainly because of corporate restrictions on using third-party tools within the corporate network. Several of the sources are run through a server that handles encryption via PGP, which works well enough. Unfortunately, this one source delivers their data via email directly to the reservation office. So now for the fun part. The customer wants us to encrypt these files before we read them. Like immediately before we read them, the instant the user initiates the script. This file sits there in plain text for 12 hours, and they want to make sure we encrypt them for the 10 milliseconds it takes us to read the file and delete it. We've hit a wall explaining how absurd this request is. The person in charge doesn't seem to understand, and all those under him don't want to be the one to let their boss know the idea is just dumb. I've offered to write them a utility to encrypt the file before they copy it, but they say this would violate their policies against unapproved third-party apps. Apparently, our authorization only covers a narrow scope, and crypto alone isn't allowed. It looks like I'll be writing a new function into the data import script, and the customer's wallet will be lightened by enough to cover my time and mental suffering. Wow, that is so stupid and backwards. I guess we had some similar issues in a couple companies I worked for where, there was contradicting policies all over the place. And you'd get in trouble for one and you'd explain to them that you can't do that because you have a policy over here that excludes that, and they didn't want to hear it. Just do your job. Okay, how do I do that? This guy over here says I'm not allowed to do this. This guy over here says I can't do that. Well, you can't have it both ways, guys. I didn't see that one coming. I was on an IT first-line support job. I was there a month when the call came in. The user had ordered some 5 1/4 floppies, and they were not fitting into the computer. Are the labels facing you and the cutout is near the computer? I asked once again after trying various things. Yes, it is. This new box of discs is faulty. Shall I send them back? Said the client. No, we'll come to the site and check, I replied, then turned to my work buddy. Hey buddy, can you bring in your car so we can visit the client tomorrow? Sure, no problem. About time we have a road trip. I can show you around the site, says my colleague. Off we went to the site. After exchanging pleasantries and a short tour, we got down to business. I took one look at the PC and saw the issue straight away. The user's PC was upside down. So we turned the PC the right way and left the user in a happy state. What? On the drive back to the office, I turned to my buddy. You installed that PC, didn't you? Okay, got me on that, he replies, and we both laughed. Okay. So, did he make a mistake and set it in there upside down? Or did he do it just so that he had an excuse to revisit the site and get a little road time in? Huh. I'll let you guys decide. But it's portable. Bit of a medium-length one, I guess. I work as the sole end-user support person for a small company that provides schools and the like with interactive panels, 55 inches and above, touch input, etc. Some have Wintel-based PC modules in them as an option. Most are sold on either a small wooden trolley for kindergartens or larger, more heavy-duty metal trolleys with electric height adjust. Of course, this means I deal with one of the 3 unteachables, teachers. No matter who they are, they always know more than you. Just ask one. This call came through some time ago and gave me nothing but laughs after the initial frustration. Me equals yours truly. Teacher is obvious. School tech, on-site school IT guy. Me. Thank you for calling Company X. My name is Me. How can I help? Teacher. We have one of your TV trolleys and it doesn't work. Me. Not a problem. I can help with that. Is it showing any lights on the power button? Teacher. No. Already angry. It just doesn't work. Me. Alright, let's get down to the basics and work our way through. Don't worry, we can sort this out. In my most calm and friendly voice, of course. Teacher. Fine, but I need it working now. Me. Sure thing. Let's try to be quick then. First up, is it plugged into the wall? Teacher. Why would it be plugged into the wall? It's portable. Oh boy, here we go. Me. Whilst they are portable on the trolleys to move around the classrooms, they still need power to operate. Teacher. Why though? It's meant to be portable. Me. Teacher. Large electronics still need a source of power. As there is no battery on these units, it needs wall power. Is it plugged into the wall? Teacher. Yes, fine, it's plugged into the wall. Me. Okay, just be sure the power is turned on. Is there any lights on the unit now? Teacher. Clearly about to recreate their rendition of Chernobyl. No, there's still no lights. Why isn't it working? I take a moment to choose the next words. Thought gets interrupted. Teacher. Hang on, our technician just walked into the room. He can deal with you. Alrighty then. Phone gets passed over. School tech. Hi mate, where did you want to start? Okay, this person sounds more friendly. Me. Let's start with the basics. Power at the wall? I get cut off. School tech. Hold on. Audible click in the background. School tech. It's working now, mate. All good. Me. Was that the wall switch being flicked? School tech. Yup, you know how these things are. Both laugh briefly and we say goodbye. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Some of the nicest people I know are teachers. But it just seems like the higher their education level, the less common sense they have. I'm not saying we all should know everything about tech and things like that. Clearly we don't and shouldn't. But, a little common sense goes a long way. It's an electronic device. It should be plugged in. If it doesn't have a battery source, it needs to be plugged in. I don't know. It just doesn't seem that difficult to me, but what do I know? Who said switchboard operator positions died out in the 1920s? This happened a few years ago when I was working for a regional ISP that I'm sure some of you have and hate. LOL. Little backstory. The regional ISP that I worked for at the time just started dealing with fiber and cable, but traditionally was still running DSL in most locations. Back in the day, we started out as a local phone company with all the fun that entails, including sending out phone books. Yes, even in 2018. Let's go with the following. My company, DSL. Our competitor, Fast. Me, CL. The caller, Chungus. CL. Hello, thanks for calling DSL. Can I start with your billing number? Chungus. Huh? What's that? CL. No worries, sir. That's the phone number that you use with us. Chungus. I don't got no phone with you. CL. No problem. I can still pull you up with your account number. That'll be on top of your bill. Do you have that available? Chungus. What the F? Why do you all F'ers always ask that? Just fix my effing TV. Wow, he sounds like a nice guy. CL. Sir, there's no reason to yell. I'm trying to help. I can try with your name and zip code. Can I have those? Chungus. Dingus Chungus 11111. Happy? CL. Apologies, I'm not seeing that in our system. Additionally, DSL doesn't offer TV service in that zip code. Did you mean to call DSL? Chungus. Duh. You make all the damn phones and books. Go and call Fast. Why does this take so long every GD time? CL. Sir, you can call Fast directly. You don't have to go through us. Here's their number. Chungus. Oh my god, you guys are all broken records. You give me the same number every time and it's blocked. Just transfer me already, darn it. CL. Sure. Cold transferred to Fast. I found out after I was out of that job that Chungus was so rude and a general pain in the butt that Fast blocked his number So he had to revert to DSL to essentially transfer him since our number was able to get through their IVR. Getting laid off from that job was a blessing in disguise. Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man. I would have hung up on that guy. He would have got through that first sentence and that's your warning. After that, click. Good luck. Especially since he wasn't even your client. Holy cow. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you've enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Would you consider giving it a thumbs up, maybe subscribing to the channel, and click that little bell icon so you don't miss the fat guy with the beard telling you stories. See ya.